couple of weeks ago, a client offered me this quote: "We cannot control the tide, but we can ride the waves." As I've made the point to a number of people in the past, the challenges that life throws at us are just life's big waves. And there is really only one challenge that we really and truly have in our lives, and that is whether or not we will rise to the challenge of controlling what is going on in our own minds. Because if I do control what is going on in my own mind, if I grab control of the levers of power that control what's going on in my head, then I am in a position to literally ride whatever life throws at me and do it effortlessly. But I have a slightly more important question for you today. And the question relates to whether or not you are up to the task of creating your own waves. We can all make waves in our lives. We make waves in our lives by literally throwing our energy into what we are doing in the here and now, because we have some big goals, some big waves that we actually want to create ourselves. Quantum physics, through all its various researches, always comes back to the same notion of the universe, in other words, the world in which we live, being like a large pond, a large lake. And that when we throw our energy into that lake, it causes ripples. And those ripples come back to us as waves. Sadly, for the normal mind, we're incapable of throwing more than a grain of sand into that big universal lake. Because psychology tells us that we are not here. We are not present. Our minds are either playing in the past or worrying about the future. If I am incapable of throwing a pebble, or dare I say it, lobbing a rock into that universal lake, then I'm going to get very little in return. But if I develop my ability to be present, if I then apply my presence to the here and now in the furtherance of the goals that I want to achieve, I'm literally diving into that lake. And when we dive into life, we create our own waves. And that is wonderful.